I'm going to mute Mike, and then I'm going to send you a check.
We are back on the record in state of Texas versus Christopher Reynolds, cause number 2019 CR 13829. All parties who were present prior to our recess are again present, to include Mr. Reynolds. We're still on Zoom. We're still using YouTube to live stream the proceedings. And during the break, our clerks went from their computers out to the courtroom because Mr. Reynolds is actually in the courtroom, but he's in front of our Zoom camera there for us to conduct the hearing by Zoom. Everyone else is in their offices throughout the town, throughout the city using Zoom, but the clerks gave him the paper copies for the consent to plea by video, which he signed, which I have, and we've scanned it. And so I'll put it up on the screen here so that we can look at it, and we'll do it that way. All right, Mr. Reynolds, I have on the share screen function the defendant's consent to plea by video conference. And then is this your actual signature here that I'm circling?
Yes, sir.
All right. By signing this, you're telling me two things. One is that you understand normally we do pleas live in an open court, but that you're consenting to do this plea by video conference. Did you understand that when you signed this?
Yes, sir.
Secondly, your electronic signatures in the plea packet in front of me, you're telling me that those are valid as if you personally signed them. Did you understand that when you signed this as well?
Yes, sir.
I approve the consent and I make it a part of the record. And then using share screen, I'm going to show you a document called the Court's Admonishments. I'll scroll through because it's several pages. But are you familiar with this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
Did you go over this with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Bottom page 3 is an electronic signature. Is this yours?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to get out a share screen. By signing the court's admonishments, you're telling me that you understand the court's admonishments, that you understand the rights that are contained within it. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And that you want to give up those rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And the right you're giving up is the right to a trial by jury. You have a right to confront the witnesses against you. You also have the right to remain silent, which includes the right not to incriminate yourself and not plead today. Did you understand that before you sign this?
Yes, sir.
By signing this, you're also telling me you understand the consequences of a plea and the sentencing range for the offense, which is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand that before you signed this?
Yes, sir.
You've applied for deferred adjudication, sir, and there are risks and benefits associated with that. The benefits are, as if it's granted, you will not be found guilty of the offense, and instead you'll be placed on community supervision, which if you're successful with that, the case is dismissed. But the risks are, if you're not successful, you could be revoked. And if you are revoked, then you would be found guilty of the offense on that day, and you're subject to the full sentencing range I just announced. Did you understand that before you applied for deferred adjudication?
Yes, sir.
And do you still wish to apply?
Yes, sir.
I approve the waivers that are contained within the court's admonishments and make them a part of the record. So we're going to go back to share screen. I'm going to show you your plea bargain in this case. And are you familiar with this document?
Yes, sir.
Did you go over this with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
There's an electronic signature to the left. I'm using my cursor to circle around. There's another one to the right. I'm using my cursor to circle around. Are these your two electronic signatures?
Yes, sir.
This document details for me your agreement with the state as far as punishment is concerned, and I will let you know if I'm going to follow this prior to the entry of your plea. There'll be a $1,500 fine. State is recommending deferred adjudication, and you'll pay to the San Antonio Police Department their costs in testing the substance. One of your signatures, the one to the left, waives your appeal. Outside of the agreement, but the recommendations are you be placed on deferred adjudication for 3 years, that you have a drug and alcohol treatment evaluation and perform community service hours. Is that your understanding of the agreement, sir?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, is that your understanding as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to get out of share screen. Sir, I'm not bound by a plea bargain. I do not have to follow this. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If I do follow the plea bargain, then you lose your right to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And that's true unless I grant you permission to appeal or unless certain motions are filed and ruled upon. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, any such rulings in this case?
No, Your Honor.
If I do not follow the plea bargain, I'll allow you to withdraw the plea and we'll proceed to trials if this hearing never occurred. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I'll note again, one of your signatures on the plea bargain waives your appeal. You're a citizen of the United States.
Yes, sir.
If not, then a plea of guilty or no contest to the offense would have serious adverse effects on your immigration status. And I'll note that you certified in the court's admonishments that you are an American citizen. Counsel, do you believe that your client has a factual, rational understanding of the charge pending against him?
I believe he does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's been able to assist you in the defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's mentally competent to waive rights and enter a plea here today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, to the offenses listed on your indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest?
Do you understand that you can still be found guilty under a no contest plea?
Yes, sir.
Other than the plea bargain, did anyone promise you anything in exchange for your plea today?
No, sir.
Did anyone force you or coerce you to plead today?
No, sir.
After going over this case with your attorney, do you believe that pleading here today is in your best interest?
Yes, sir.
Does the state have anything to offer to support the plea?
State offers State's Exhibit 1.
No objection, Your Honor.
It's admitted. I reviewed State's Exhibit 1 and attachments prior to getting on the record, and I find that it is sufficient to support the plea. Sir, I find that your plea was freely, intelligently, and voluntarily made, that there was sufficient evidence to support the plea, and that you're mentally competent to enter into such a plea. Counsel, do we waive the pre-sentence investigation report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there any legal reason as to why your client cannot be sentenced today?
No, Your Honor. We would just ask that you follow the plea bargain.
No legal reason. In accordance with the agreement with the state, sir, I'm going to defer any finding of guilt at this time and place you on community supervision for a period of 3 years. There's a $1,500 fine. You'll pay restitution to the San Antonio Police Department in the amount of $57 for their costs and testing the substance. You have a TAP evaluation. You must follow the recommendations. You'll have 150 community service hours. You'll have 30 days to verify employment as well. Is there anything else from either side in regards to the plea or to the sentencing?
Not from the
Okay.
state, Judge.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
Sir, there's a plea bargain case, and I follow the plea bargain. So you do not have the court's permission to appeal. You do not have the right to appeal. I'm also noting you waived your appeal in the plea bargain agreement. I'm making a certification of this for the record. I'll provide a copy of the certification to your attorney to provide to you. Sir, we're about ready to conclude the hearing. You need to stay in the courtroom. And you're going to meet with our liaison officer who's there. You're both wearing masks, and I appreciate that. And she's going to go over the new conditions of community supervision. You cannot leave until she excuses you. But there being nothing else from either side,